Hey, what's up, guys? Beast back here with another Call of Duty commentary. So, I'm getting over a cold. That's why I sound like I am Optimus Prime. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the new wave of some of these up-and-coming commentators and finance guys and stuff like that. So I was seeing people like to hop on trends, and I think it's cool sometimes when you get to see some really good variety come out of it. You occasionally get some gems, but a lot of the times I've noticed that these guys are like grifters, right? Or they're riding this kind of performative act, right? And I hate to use all these stupid jargons that everybody uses these days, but it's the only way I can kind of describe what's going on. And I mean, I've been doing this for years on and off, and I've always just enjoyed getting on here to talk to people. But I think a lot of these guys, and obviously I can't tell how they really feel, but it feels very fake. It feels very just disingenuous, I guess. You know, it's just, it seems a little weird. You know, I have a couple buddies in the commentary scene, right? And so I know that they like just making videos, and they only make videos when they want to. But like, for example, you got the bigger new commentators like Wylearn, Polly Walnuts, and BizPath, right? Those are, and there's a couple others. I think JP Finance, I want to say. I haven't seen a lot of his content, but I know he exists, and some of the stuff I've heard good things about him. So those four people were some of the newer age commentators that really started to gain some traction, especially like BizPath and Polly Walnuts and Wylearn. Those three guys, they've, and technically, heck, all of them, JP too, you know, so they got a lot of traction. And because they were kind of one of the first, right? Like, that's what's cool about them. I didn't see a channel that did old school commentaries, but also had a lot of finance information that was very useful, right? So, like, I found a lot of that from BizPath and Wylearn. And then Polly Walnuts, a lot of people gained traction to him because he just shares incredibly entertaining stories, right? And so some of the other guys that I've been seeing in the space have been trying to recreate that as well. They're trying to kind of not even reinvent the wheel, right? And they're not even taking their own spin on it. So I find that kind of interesting, right? Where you start to see all these, like, I'm just gonna be honest, it's wannabe finance YouTubers. They want that. They want a piece of that pie that Wylearn, and even Solace, if you guys know him, he does like Minecraft stuff, but he, you know, he'll do like life advice and just kind of general subjects of the matter. And I've been watching all these guys for better half of the year, right? So like pretty much all through 25 is when I found most of these guys. And they started right from the get-go like that. And now you see all these channels kind of coming up, and it just, I don't know, right? It's very samey. It's very same content-y, and I know that's very, very rich coming from a guy who has been only basically doing commentaries and live comms. You're not original, right, Beast? No, I know that it's not technically original, but I at least try to put my spin on it, man. I'll throw, like, my sound effects that I make. Of course, you get, you know, the occasional popular ones, like the Vine Booms and, you know, all that. But, I mean, I do the Herbert voice. Sweet Jesus, a popsicle? You know, and stuff like that. I mean, it's, you can throw stuff like that in. Just make it more you. It's YouTube. I don't like the corporatification of YouTube. It's bullshit, right? Like, it's very performative. It's lame. I'm not naming any commentators. Because truthfully, if I'm being honest, I kind of forgot a lot of their names. And I don't mean this to like shit on people, right? Like, I am all for people. I want new people in this space because competition breeds better content. But the problem is, a lot of it's just kind of copy paste. Control C, Control V, man. And what I would like to see is a finance YouTuber that can somehow add a lot of comedy into it because I'm just a big comedy guy. WildLearn's been doing more of that lately in his content. I appreciate like the little pop-ups on the screen, or he'll throw like a really good joke in there. You know, some basically subliminal messages, and I think they're funny. You know, if you catch them, cool. If you don't, it is what it is. It's still a good message. At the end of the day, his content's very helpful to a lot of people, myself included. And then, you know, you've got the guys like Avery Yapps. He's a new one that I've been following since I'm one of his day ones, so to speak, right? He's got a whole thing running on his channel where he's, you know, I goes to my day ones. Like, if you haven't seen the series, it's goated. And he puts it over GTA San Andreas gameplay. Again, original, right? I don't know anybody that's doing that. And it doesn't have to necessarily be so different that it's like, holy shit, this is just not even close to remotely the same content. But just put a little bit of your personality on it, guys. That would be my advice to the new age commentators. You know, I've been around so long that I've got a pretty good taste for this space, and I think what fits. Not necessarily what's more popular, right? But I also want people to do it because they like it. Some people just get into finance because they know that it pays more on YouTube once you're monetized. If you didn't know that, now you know. But, you know, I think it's kind of a little bit of like, I don't know, dude. It's just not organic. It's not organic. It's not authentic. And I'm kind of annoyed with how many videos keep popping up, right? Where, you know, I try to reset my feed. And I'll watch my homies, right? Like calling me crazy. Loaded Buggy, Slats, obviously Polywana. He and I don't talk. Obviously, he's huge, but I've been following Polywana since he had about 13K. So I've been around for a minute. But he grew, man. He's got some banger videos, and he's got some good stories. There's another dude named Rat. I think it's Rad Russian, because I watch a lot of his stuff, and the stories that he's got's insane, too. Like, shit that I haven't experienced in my life, and I like shit like that because it's cool, because it's something I've never heard of. And he's got like this whole lore with this guy that he used to work with. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank, but it's one of the guys that he works with for this. I think they install like sprinkler systems or something. But anyway, yeah, he has like this whole lore with this guy, and it's fucking hilarious. But that's what I'm saying, right? I want to see your guys' personality. I don't want to just see another copy paste. If I want to see a guy talk about life advice, I'll go watch Solace. There's a couple others, right? But like, Solace is goated. You know, I'll go watch Seed Anders if I want to get some old school YouTube life advice fix. Hutch, right? I know that a lot of people kind of want to be those guys, but it also sounds like you kind of pulled like generic life advice off of ChatGPT or even like Google, and then you just kind of restructure the words a little bit and put it into a nice tidy script. And I don't make YouTube always so professional. You know, like, it's YouTube, man. Obviously, production's cool. Like, unless that's your angle, right? Like, unless you're shooting movies and shit like Freddie W. Markiplier, right? He's doing all that now. Like, unless you're doing that, cool. Go ham with the production. But, like, you can't be half pregnant. You can't just try to be, like, professional in one angle, and then you've got 480p Call of Duty commentary, like, footage. Do you get what I'm saying? It just looks weird. You know, like, if you're going to play the angle of nostalgia, use a shitty mic. Don't use a fucking Rode or a Shure or an Audio Technica. Use a headset like I'm using. I'm using a HyperX Cloud 3. I don't like the 3 as much as the 2. And I'm sure a lot of people feel the same. But, long story short, I gave my stepson the HyperCloud 2 because he just needed a headset, and he liked wireless better. And I was like, you get the wireless headset, and I'll take the wired. But anyway, that all being said, I just wanted to get on here and kind of vent. I'm not talking shit on these guys per se, right? Like, do your thing. If that's the angle you want to play, if you're really happy, I just don't think they are. I think a lot of these guys, they find out that that's not who they are. I want to see who they are, but that's not who they are. You know, it's easy to just copy and paste content. And a lot of these guys don't like really get crazy views. They may get a few thousand views, few hundred views, a couple 10,000 views, and then they just burn out because when you're not yourself, you lose yourself. But anyways, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. You guys, of course, have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.